So I'd like to welcome everyone to the Powerfully Pure Hyaluronic Acid. Maybe if my screen will change. There we go. So we are super excited here at Lira Clinical to announce our Powerfully Pure Hyaluronic Acid. So what exactly is pure hyaluronic? And one of the main things that you want to remember is this is a very concentrated form of hyaluronic acid. And we have the ability now with the wonderful technology that we have to allow it to be delivered straight into the skin, where we are using polychained hyaluronic acid. So we're using both short as well as long chained hyaluronic acid. But the key that you want to remember with our hyaluronic is the fact that it has a low molecular weight. So what that means is that low molecular weight gives it the ability to be able to be penetrated into the skin instead of sitting directly on top superficially, where we know that hyaluronic in and of itself molecularly is very large. Excuse me. But what we want to remember is with a low molecular weight, it has the ability to penetrate better into the skin. So this allows us to have that wonderful long-lasting hydration that we absolutely love from our hyaluronic. This is a professional strength for professionals application and solution. So please keep in mind, because of the professional strength, it is concentrated, it is needed to only be used and utilized within your back bar. This is not designed for retail. This is your wonderful pull it out special magic bag trick in everyone's clinic room that gives you the ability to wonderfully instantaneously plump up that skin. It has a very nice non-greasy formula, so it's not going to leave any type of residue on the skin. And it works beautifully with device-assisted treatments. So any of you that are out there that are incorporating your collagen induction therapy or any type of pen devices, all of these things work beautifully with our new Pure Hyaluronic. It is the ultimate hydration boost. For those of you that have already ordered it and had the ability to try it out, you can see that our actual pure hyaluronic is quite thick in the sense that you only need 2 drops to enhance a treatment. So when you're looking towards and finishing off your peel treatments, your pure hyaluronic, you only need 2 drops. It's very concentrated and the spreadability on it is beautiful. So it works as a wonderful treatment that you can improve the barrier function performance on your actual clients. So to protect that natural hydration that is already within the skin. It's a wonderful surfactant. It gives you that beautiful slip that you need for some of your micro needling machines. Whether you're using a machine, a pen, it works beautifully to give you that wonderful slip across the skin to have those very wonderful results that your clients are asking for. When we are using our pure hyaluronic with a peeling treatment or an peel solution, we are using it as a finishing product. But one of the things that we want to remember, because it is so concentrated, that when we finish with it as a finishing product with a peeling treatment, that we want to apply it on top of a lipid-based hydrator. So when we do use our chemical peel pairings and we want to incorporate our pure hyaluronic into these actual treatments, this is where you want to make sure that you're going to utilize it as a finishing product. So it's going to be one of the very last steps that you do within your facial treatment. You want to layer it on top of a lipid-based hydrator for best results. Because with our skin, it works best to have that layer of skin compliant hydration and then applying that hyaluronic on top of it. This also gives it the ability, once again, due to that low molecular weight of the hyaluronic, it gives the ability to have better, longer lasting hydration results with the skin. It also works beautifully as a medium for facial massage. when we look at that facial massage and we need to have that really nice slip, if you are doing, whether it be a 3 to 5 minute facial massage on an acne client, or we are doing a longer massage on our dry dehydrated clients, a couple drops of the pure hyaluronic works beautifully to enable to give you that wonderful slip that you can manipulate the skin and still have that wonderful, almost instantaneous plump and volumizing to the skin. One thing that we do want to remember is that pure hyaluronic is not intended and was not formulated to mix with a peeling solution. So where some of our other products, you have the ability that you can mix it in with one of our peeling solutions to have a different cocktail. Hyaluronic is not one of those that you want to mix. It needs to be utilized by itself on the skin. So one of the things that we also want to look towards is that the pure hyaluronic is not designed to be layered on top of a self-neutralizing peel. So when you are applying for example, if you are applying a Jesner, a TCA, the Beta Plus, these are your treatments that you do not want to apply the pure hyaluronic directly over the top of that peel. It is not recommended. So when we are performing our chemical peels, what are some of the wonderful lipid-based hydrators that Lira Clinical has that works very nicely that you can put underneath and apply and then put the actual pure hyaluronic over the top? These are 4 of our wonderful favorites that we have with our hyaluronic acid, and obviously all of these work very, very nicely that you can pair with any type of peel, microderm, or a derma-planing treatment. You can see with our MYSTIQ Illuminating Beauty Oil, and I will be honest, this is one of my favorite hydrators underneath our new pure hyaluronic. Our MYSTIQ Illuminating Beauty Oil and the Pro Retinol Cream, those are my 2 favorites on a personal level. But with that, also our Bio Caviar Cream and our Bio Lift Cream, helping to infuse those wonderful luxury marine extracts that we have within our caviar cream, as well as those Madonna lily plant stem cells and other brightening botanicals that we have in that product. And with our Bio Lift Cream with those wonderful peptides, as well as that vitamin C BVOSC, is beautiful. So we can use all 3 of these hydrators. All 3 are lipid based, and so you can apply that to the skin and then put your pure hyaluronic over the top. Give it a nice, wonderful, whether, like I said, a little bit of a massage or a lot of massage, you have the ability to have that wonderful hydration to be absorbed into the skin. When you are utilizing our pure hyaluronic through a CIT or a collagen induction therapy pairing, there are multiple machines out there that you can utilize, whether it be a pen device, whether it be more of a medical machine, or if you are using a handhold roller. You can utilize our pure hyaluronic in any of these situations. So please take note that once again that the new CIT protocols are attached to this webinar that you have the ability that you can download, and you will notice that there is a basic protocol, a more of a medical approached protocol, and then it has the recommendations for your post care for your client, which is always super helpful. So if you are utilizing a pen device such as a Rejuva-Pen or Regenerate, there are so many of them out there. With that pen device, you can utilize the pure hyaluronic during the actual treatment. While you are actually moving your handpiece across the skin, this is where the pure hyaluronic gives a beautiful slip and allows that pen to just glide across the skin. If you are using a micro roller or a held roller, like you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, this is where you will perform the entire procedure on the skin and then directly apply the pure hyaluronic directly onto the skin, directly onto that freshly rollered skin, that naked skin, to allow all of that pure hyaluronic to be absorbed. And finally, if you are performing a CIT plus radio frequency, there are those machines out there such as the Vivace. With that, you would utilize your pure hyaluronic directly after that machine procedure. So with that, once again, you're performing the entire treatment, and then on that freshly naked skin, we are going to make sure that we are directly applying our hyaluronic acid. We also have our lasers. So with our IPL, as well as our non-ablative laser machines, with that, what we are wanting to look towards with our IPLs, because there is such a variety within our machines, we want to make sure that we are directly following the manufacturers as well as the practitioners' guidelines. So because once again there's a lot of variance in the way that it is applied with a variety of different things, you want to make sure that you are asking your manufacturer prior to incorporating it into those types of treatments. And when we are using our non-ablative lasers, we want to make sure, just like when we are utilizing our machines such as our Vivace machine with that radio frequency, that we are applying our pure hyaluronic post-machine procedure. So right on that freshly treated skin, we are applying that hyaluronic acid. So after a variety of our different device-assisted procedures, when we are using that pure hyaluronic, and after 24 hours, what are we going to have our clients use on the skin? And with that, we want to make sure that we are going to be using the proper home care. So what you can see here are our 4 recommended products that you can suggest for your clients to utilize after performing CIT. Now, if you are using the pure hyaluronic in conjunction with a peeling treatment, with that, you can use your regular post-care that you would with any other type of a peeling treatment. With your medical post-procedure, we always want to remember that if anyone always has questions from your clients, that you always want to make sure that you're referring back to your practitioner for that. Making sure that you're sending your clients home with written instructions so they do not forget a step. After a medical procedure with our CIT, whether we are using a handheld pen device or a machine, we want to make sure that the skin stays untouched for 24 hours. We want it to naturally begin that healing process and allow that pure hyaluronic to be able to sit and hydrate that skin and once again, be a main component within that healing process. The home care that you can see right here is suggested for the initial 3 to 5 days directly after the treatment. And then once we're past that 5-day mark, that's where your client can resume their regular home care after 5 days. So you can see here when we are incorporating our pure hyaluronic acid, it's that key word of pure. You can see, if anyone has downloaded and looked at the specification sheet with our pure hyaluronic acid, is that there are only 3 ingredients in that ingredient listing, looking towards the fact that hyaluronic acid is the very first ingredient, followed by water, and then the phenyloxyethanol, which is a natural preservative. So when we're looking at that, you can see that that is a very pure product. So with that, when we are keeping that and retaining those types of products within our back bar, we're using more of our hybrid technology within our home care for our clients, where we're using our bioenzyme cleanser. This is a wonderful way that if your client is experiencing a little bit of tightness or a little bit of sloughing, the gentle Enzymatic exfoliation of the bioenzyme cleanser works beautifully. It's also helping with that healing process with our grape and edelweiss plant stem cells and contributing once again to the hydration with aloe vera and vitamin E. Our BioHydra infusion is our retail partner that you can recommend for your clients when using the pure hyaluronic within your back bar. That BioHydra infusion is a hybrid of hydration where it does contain large amounts of hyaluronic acid, but we also utilize our wonderful botanicals of our silver ear mushroom extract. You can also find our mineral technology with colloidal silver and gold, those wonderful peptides and plant stem cells that help with that healing process, as well as B5 and green tea extract to help calm the skin and hydrate the skin. Keep in mind when using that BioHydra infusion directly after any type of CIT process, we want to remember that that BioHydra infusion can be applied liberally to the skin and as often as the client needs it. It's not one of those that you just do morning and evening, but if they are starting to feel a little bit tight, a little bit dry during the day, by all means, they have the ability to apply that BioHydra infusion again. Then we have our MYSTIQ Intense C15 booster. This is giving the skin that added boost with, once again, you can see that hyaluronic is a primary ingredient within our C15 with that 15% vitamin C in our BVOSC and our wonderful exclusive MYSTIQ that gives the wonderful brightening and additional healing properties into the skin. And finally, we have our SPF Solar Shield 30 oil-free. Oil-free is going to be your most universal solar shield. So whether you are looking to help manage your client's acne pigment or aging skin, this is going to be your most universal. Now, can you use the classic tint or the hydrating? Absolutely, but dependent upon the depth in which you have used your CIT, this is where you want to remember that sometimes because the oil-free is a little bit more lighter weight on the skin, it allows the skin to breathe a little bit better, and that's where the clients seem to prefer it. You can see with our solar shield that we absolutely love the fact that it is now reef safe. It is reef safe. It's always been reef safe. So if you are on the west or the east coast down in Florida where they just passed those bills, or if you have clients that live or are traveling to Hawaii, they still have the ability to utilize their solar shields with those wonderful potent antioxidants of resveratrol, vitamin C, and allowing the skin to retain its natural hydration but releasing heat with yarrow root and slippery elm. And finally, of course, we have our wonderful brightening agents and plant stem cells throughout our SPF Solar Shield 30. So if there are saying, how can I try out some pure hyaluronic in some of our treatments? Our brand new Science of Flawless Skin Luxury Treatment Guide, you will find 3 different protocols that you can use our pure hyaluronic. One of my favorites is the Golden Radiance. I will admit the pure hydration works beautifully for clients if you are in higher elevations and your clients are really needing that dose of hydration, as I like to call it sometimes, that tall drink of water for your skin. That's where the pure hydration treatment works beautifully. And finally, targeting that pigment as well as refining fine lines and wrinkles, our Refining Brilliance also works beautifully, that you can see the different combinations that we have utilized throughout our Flawless Skin Treatment Guide. Take note that the guide will actually start to go out in orders on Monday. So if you want a paper copy, make sure that you're requesting that when you're placing your order. The guide is already in digital form and available to review. All you have to go to is Lira Clinical on the issue site, or you can also look at it at our new Lira Clinical portal for professionals only that has all of our guides uploaded there as well. So we are so excited for definitely our Pure Hyaluronic being that game changer in your treatment room, really being able to take out that secret weapon that you have the ability to offer to your clients, to give them that added professional touch when you are performing that treatment, but also enabling you to give you that wonderful volumizing of that skin almost instantaneously. So once they leave your treatment room, they have the ability to see and feel a difference in the skin. Once again, it is a professional only product. This is something that needs to be utilized within your back bar and your treatments only. Optimizing that skin's hydration levels works beautifully, and once again helps to really help promote that skin health and healing process with long-lasting hydration. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. If anyone has any specific questions in regards to the Pure Hyaluronic, I am happy to answer those. Please take note that you can also direct those questions towards your Lira clinical customer service representatives. The Pure Hyaluronic is available for purchase immediately. It is available now and in the warehouse, so you have the ability to add it to any of your orders that you are placing currently. And I would encourage everyone to make sure that you download all of the information that is attached to this webinar, so you have the ability to utilize it as a review or to add it within your manual so you have that as a reference. Keep in mind there is no scent really at all to the product itself. It doesn't have a smell at all. So by way of looking at it. Just one second while I'm reading your questions. One of the things I know that Dr. Sutterfield recommends is only using a higher molecular weight. Where this is such a pure product, that's where we have the ability, because we're using a poly-chained hyaluronic, so it doesn't drop into the weight. It does not drop into the skin as quickly, so we don't have the issues that some of your other hyaluronics have with that. So that's where, as well as us keeping it on naked skin directly after a CIT and then not applying, you'll find that within the CIT protocols, we do not apply any other finishing products to the skin. And that's where we have found that this product works very, very well, and not having any of the contraindications like the other products have had in the past. So if you are applying an oil directly after a self-neutralizing peel, you can apply this. Once again, if it's a straight Jesner or a straight TCA, I still would not recommend. If you're applying oil to the skin, I would not recommend doing the hyaluronic. Just it's a little too heavy. It's a little too much. I don't know how to say that. No, you would not apply it. Okay, so I have when to use it at all. When we are using a self-neutralizing peel such as a Jesner or a TCA, where we're dealing with layering the peel as well as dealing with heat, one of the things that we want to remember with our Pure Hyaluronic is if you are applying a lipid-based hydrator to the skin and then you're applying the hyaluronic over the top, it's not going to have the ability to give you the results that you are looking for. And so with that is why we do not recommend that. You will find in the Flawless Skin Guide where we are using our Sal Pulp, which is not as with, you have the Sal Pulp that is combined with another product, so that enables it to be where, that's why we can put our Pure Hyaluronic over the top within those protocols. Hopefully I explained that properly. Any other questions? All right. Keep in mind that this webinar was recorded. So if you have any further questions or would like to review any of the information that was presented, you have the ability to do so. You can see this webinar on our webinar channel, as well as it will be directly emailed to you tomorrow, so you can review it there as well. I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. And once again, if you would like to purchase our Pure Hyaluronic, you can do so immediately and it will be placed within your order. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.